Hello, beautiful soul. I'm Vicki Howie of ChakraBoosters.com, the creator of Chakra Boosters Healing Tattoos. And this is your energy forecast for December 2020. Yay! We made it through 2020. I think that deserves a little dance, a little like a big yay for us. This has been a challenging year, hasn't it? And there's been so many gifts in the challenges of this year, and it's all culminating in what I see as like a 4-month move into huge changes. I mean, we're talking gigantic changes. So this month, I'm not looking at the minutia. I am looking at just 4 dates because they're huge. We have a lunar eclipse, we have a solar eclipse, we have a great conjunction. I'll explain that, it's huge. A move into the new age of Aquarius, and which is the great conjunction. And then we have a beautiful, sweet, soft Cancer full moon at the end of the month. There's just a beautiful movement in this month of completing this year when you've been diving so deep in yourself, haven't you? We all have. And that's because our world's been interrupted, our patterns, our physical world. Saturn, all kinds of things happening in the root chakra, real physical world. And that's because of Saturn and Capricorn, and lots of cool planets being in Capricorn this year. So let's look at 3 big themes, 4 dates, and 2 goddess cards, one for the first half of the month and one for the second half of the month. I really want you to make the most of the end of this challenging and giving year. This deep dive and spiritually inviting year. So first theme is that we are getting this opportunity to draw a line in the sand, a big one. Now, I got to thinking about this idea of a line in the sand. A line in the sand is what you stand for, it's what you want, it's what you no longer want. It's what you stand for. And I said something about this line in the sand to a friend, and he said, I'm gonna draw it in concrete. And I was like, no, I'm gonna draw it in sand. Because concrete has been the old masculine linear way. You know, you sign it, you can't change it. It's inflexible. The seasons, nature, life, the feminine that's coming in this year, it's all flexible, really flexible. And it lets us live in the flow and truth of who we are. So there's this beautiful, I said in my last energy forecast, was that we were coming into this maturity now. First, we dove into the feminine in September and October really deeply. Like, if you didn't see my September energy forecast, actually I did it right here on the beach. I'm back in Puerto Peñasco. I did it right here. And they're even still building on the building I showed in that video. So if you hear a few little bangs of hammers, it's that they're still constructing, right? We're still under construction. And the interesting thing is they're no longer just building on the top like they were before. Now they're building on the bottom. And that's a huge theme this month. Root to crown, root to crown. And I'll get to that. But first, I just want to share this idea of the line in the sand. A line in the sand says, I stand firmly for what I believe in now. I stand firmly for what I want in the world. I stand firmly for who I think I am, who I feel I am, what value I have, what I will put up with, what I won't. And it is very strong. It has boundaries, but it's flexible. It moves with the energies. It moves with the times. It's a line in the sand. Like the ocean here is the feminine coming in. It's literally the tides coming in. So I hope it's not too loud for you. But it's the water, the feminine comes in and it washes away some of the lines in the sand sometimes, and we need to allow that. We need to be stronger inside, more in our sacred masculine and more in our flowing feminine, not trading one for the other, not saying, well, I've signed a contract so nothing can change, or saying, oh, I don't care, let's just do whatever, meaning just flowing. No, we need stronger of both. Can you feel that? And that's what's coming, that's what's being invited. In fact, that's what I think is a big part of the culmination on this November 30th full moon that's leading into the month. But I'll get into that in a second. That's the first theme. What is your line in the sand? And make sure it's in the sand, but deep and strong, and you really feel it. The second one is this big release, awareness of and release of fear. Now, this isn't just individually, this is society. We are, as a culture, as a world, a planet, we are feeling all this fear that we weren't recognizing before, that's been brought to the surface with COVID. And there are really healthy ways that we can respond to this fear from each chakra. Or we can stay in the root and just have it be fear, 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 fear. And we become like this toward each other, or we become depressed, or many options that don't really serve us. So I did a video earlier in the year, April, May, somewhere in there, around COVID and a healthy way to respond to it from all of the chakras. And I will put the link below. If you didn't see that, you know, we're still in it, guys. So I would recommend watching that. And if you did see it, maybe watching it again. I think it's worthwhile. It's a very in-depth video in a really simple way, going through each chakra. So what's changing here with us is that first we're noticing our fear. COVID's made it so we couldn't not notice it. We're feeling that we can share it. We're seeing that others have some fears. And because they're coming up, because we're looking at them, because we're embracing our fears, they're actually finally getting a chance to dissipate. We're realizing that, hey, we got through this year, everything's okay. We can be completely destabilized and we still have ourselves, our love, our family, our purpose, our life force. Can you feel that? So we're learning to go, okay, we aren't, most of us, if you're watching this, we're not in the survivalistic world we once were. We're carrying fears from our ancestors. And so a big theme right now is that we're learning about these fears. We're embracing them, we're acknowledging and we're hearing each other on them. And then we're just going, okay, and so, meaning we're like, and what's next? To keep living, to keep loving, to rise to our higher spiritual self. And what this creates when we do this is we begin to live what's called a work toward. So the big theme is a move away, this is ironic, away from moving away. So in NLP we talk about a move towards and a move away. When we're in fear, we make our decisions in life from working away. I don't want to lose my job, so I'm going to do this, that, and that. I don't want to lose my partner. I don't want to look, we might even lose weight. I don't want to look fat, or I don't want to look ugly. That's a work away. That doesn't feel good in our bodies. It causes adrenaline, it causes stress. It doesn't create a relaxation response. You can feel it, right? Workaways work in the sense of they give us more adrenaline and initiative at first, but in general it's been shown they don't work for long-term good effects. For long-term, our spirit needs to be called. We need to work toward, we need a vision. And right now I dare say we need a new vision for our world, not just for ourselves individually, but also for our world. And it's coming, and we're stepping in now into the age of Aquarius this month. And I will definitely be talking about the specifics of that on one of the dates, the Great Conjunction. So imagine we're moving, we're becoming more aware of how we're afraid, we're becoming more aware of how we've even tried to move away from our fears, and we're becoming more delicate and gentle with those parts of ourselves so they don't rule us anymore from a subconscious level. We are awakening from the fear, the illusion of things that we shouldn't really be afraid of. It's not like a tiger is chasing us. We're okay. We are okay. We are okay, and we have each other. It's only when we're isolated, we think we're alone, we think there's no hope. Those are all fearful things that come more from our ancestors. I'm not saying we don't have actual things in our lives that challenge us, but a fear response of shrinking and contracting doesn't help us. So recognizing it, recognizing when we're doing it, so we can begin to say, what do I want to create, and get in a stronger place and reach out for help. That's all happening now. And finally, our third theme is a huge one. It's a big 200-year reset. We are entering the age of Aquarius. On the 21st of December, we have a great conjunction, and I'm going to share with you all about that. And it's got some amazing 0 degrees in it, which is a new beginning, a whole new beginning, and it's all about the age of Aquarius. And yeah, a lot of people argue as to when the beginning of that is, and you'll probably keep hearing those arguments. For me, it's pretty clearly, and it's starting off like anything natural. It's not going to start off artificial and just go bam overnight. It's going to grow like anything else. But that date, the 21st, is the portal. It's the beginning. Okay, guys, let's look at 4 dates. Let's start with the 30th of November, a full Gemini moon. It's a partial lunar eclipse. I think I said in my last video is 1:44, but that's the middle of the eclipse. The actual full moon itself is at 1:30 a.m. Pacific. And this for me is a big celebration of the sacred masculine. We grew up this fall, you guys. We've grown up. And in order to let go of the toxic masculine, all the stuff, the pushing and the abuse to ourselves by the things we tell ourselves, the constant competition, the time crunch and to-do list and the linear ways of living. Aries got pulled back into a huge retrograde. Aries is that warrior energy, and it gets out of control when we let it be a teenager run amok, like a young man run amok. Right? He's got matches, his parents are gone, he's doing stuff. But basically, I said matches because Aries is the fire sign. Basically, we are talking about, if you go back and look at some of my other reports, you may have already seen them, but I'm talking about something that's been happening September, October, November, and now it's completing, which is first the masculine got pulled back in retrograde. Really got pulled back, and the feminine came out and grew, and the masculine could only stand there and watch the feminine, and that's literally what I saw happening in life. And we were all, that masculine side of us was pulled back, and it either got really frustrated or it could move forward. Well, now it's more mature. It was like I gave the analogy, it was a boxer being held back from its title fight, and as it was being held back, it realized that there's an art to the fighting. There's more to it than just going out and being full fire. And that's my way of saying that we love the masculine energy. Feminine perspective in life, which we're moving into, totally honors the masculine. Totally. We're not saying feminine versus masculine. The feminine honors the feminine loves the masculine. The feminine is inclusive, like this. The masculine linear paradigm does not honor the feminine and did not honor the feminine. I want to be really clear about this. We're not talking feminine, we're not trading one for the other. We're going into a paradigm now that is tantric, where our masculine and feminine are intertwining. And it's a big celebration of release and achieving that on the 30th. And we're especially achieving it in the way that we are in our Gemini thoughts and ideas. We're thinking differently, talking to ourselves differently. And if we aren't, we're at least noticing the toxic ways that we are talking to ourselves. So what I want to tell you about this full moon is it's huge for the first check-in, since we went into the north node of Gemini with the south node of Sagittarius May 5th of this year. The south node is the node where we're moving away. We've already done that in other lifetimes. We're done with that lesson. The north node is where we're moving. The north node of Gemini, it says we're moving into new ideas, and particularly new thinking, new ways of thinking, new ways of communicating, about ourselves. The personal always starts first, and then it goes out into the world collectively. And what I'm seeing is the release of pushing ourselves, the release of toxic thoughts, the release of linear thinking, and that's the old way. So Sagittarius holds beliefs, and Sagittarius is mutable, so it's happy to move, but we have to make that initiative, because otherwise it just holds the old beliefs. And the cool thing about Gemini, it's curious and it's questioning. So get curious about your beliefs, get curious about your thoughts, get really curious in this full moon, and be ready to just go, you know, I can choose. Yeah, those beliefs came from my ancestors. Those beliefs came from my parents as I was growing up. I was told my mom didn't feel really solid in herself, so she didn't feel solid in me. Right? And I inherited that insecurity, that I'm not worthy, that I don't belong here. There are so many negative stories we can tell ourselves. They're judgmental, they're pushy masculine. They come from the solar plexus and they go like that, and they're not helpful, and they're just not true. So what I'm inviting you to do in the full moon is to have some kind of ceremony where you literally might become as aware as you can of certain beliefs you've inherited and that no longer serve you. And I'm talking about the deepest, most personal ones, the beliefs about yourself. And I'll get into that on the date of the 14th in just a second. What can you let go of? And additionally, because we're getting a chance to go into the new North Node of Gemini here, I would also like you, if you come to choice points, you may come to choice points. Any choice points at the end of November, moving into December, choose the path less traveled. This is now about courage. It's about change. Mutable signs, Sagittarius, Gemini. It's about change and about choosing to have new ideas, new ways of communicating, new ways of relating. So go the path less traveled. Go the path that is more supportive of self. That should be easy, right? But you first have to notice how you're pushing yourself, judging yourself. You can sometimes tell because you're also judging others, because we tend to put out what we have inside. Okay, guys? That's huge and very, very important. Chiron is at 5 degrees Aries at that time. 5 degrees is throat chakra. It's transformation, it's change, it's innovation. So I believe that's also benefiting us on that date. Chiron the healer. Chiron is a healer, and it's saying, I'm in Aries. Let's heal this toxic masculine once and for all. And let's take it into the throat chakra, which is the highest masculine. This is the energy of Martin Luther King, JFK, the great orators, and even the silent one, Gandhi. This is the great masculine transformational energy. Okay, our second date is December 14th, when we have a solar eclipse in a new moon. Now, the Gemini full moon is at let go. It's an ending. It's a magnified ending. This is a magnified beginning. When we go into a solar eclipse, you just imagine it's like a new moon multiplied. At 8:16 a.m., we have the new moon. At 5:33 a.m. Pacific time, adjust for your part in the world, your place in the world, we have the actual eclipse itself. Okay, or that's the middle point. That's what I found for the time for it. This is, if you think of the 30th as, wow, noticing, getting curious, being the Gemini to go, where did I get my beliefs? Are they helping me? Do they make me feel good? Do they help me do better things in the world? Now you've let go of those, or you've noticed them and you're in the process of letting go of them. Now it's time, what do you fill it with? This moon is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the crown chakra, the allness, the divine. This is blessed. It's a lucky planet. It's a big planet. It's powerful. It's all possibility. And that's what this new moon is all about. What do you want to kickstart now? Feel into that. What new beliefs do you want to plant? And most of all, what I got with this that my guides were really clear about was this is the time to reparent. On the 14th, I want you to light a candle, and maybe even, I saw getting like birthday candles, the little candles, light a few of those and honor your inner child or inner children, the different ages of you within, and feel into what do you want to tell that child? What do you want to tell yourself? What new beliefs do you want to incorporate? That's my suggestion for the solar eclipse new moon on the 14th, to love yourself and reparent your inner child, celebrate a new beginning, because just 1 week later, we go into the great conjunction on the 21st, winter solstice. I'm not going to say any particular time exactly, because Jupiter and Saturn, basically you can see it in the sky. It's going to be the coolest thing. I don't do astronomy. I'm going to tell you to just go ahead and Google how do you see the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, because you will be able to see it in so many places of the world, and it's going to be incredible to watch. And cultures have loved this conjunction that's come together every 20 years through millennia, but now it's super special. Because for the first time in 218 years, since 1802, it's out of an earth sign. It's been in earth signs, which is Saturn, which is Capricorn, which is fear, which is COVID, which is everything we've been dealing with this year. We're ready. You know how you have to revisit something? You ever wonder if, it's time to, let go of something, like you're not sure, you're outgrowing a relationship, a friend, you go visit, and when you revisit, you're reminded of, yes, I've outgrown this. That's what I think COVID was this year, to just really show us the material world, our bodies, our fears, our structures, how our structures aren't working, so we can jump in and move beyond them. And this great conjunction is movement of Jupiter and Saturn conjunct down to 1/10 of 1 degree. We're talking they are snuggling in bed together. This is the crown chakra, Jupiter, the root chakra, Saturn, together. All of our energy field, all together, coming together. Heaven and earth coming together at 0 degrees, almost 1 degree, but 0 degrees, I think like 55 minutes of Aquarius. Not just an air sign, because we're going into a whole new 200-year phase of the conjunction being in air signs, but also the air sign, Aquarius, of innovation, of the future, of technology, of being unique. Like each of us now have an opportunity to be who we really are and still be together. We're not stuck by the tribe now. We get to be ourselves. This is the dawning, I sound like a song now. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, age of Aquarius. You guys, I couldn't resist it, I'm sorry. But it really, truly is 0 degrees in Aquarius. The great conjunction, Jupiter and Saturn, as tight as they can be. You can see them in the sky. We're gonna be able to see it happening. And I love this. Remember, we've been watching Aries to let go of that toxic masculine. The moon, the feminine. The ocean's right here, right? The moon is going to be 0 degrees Aries. So the moon, the feminine energy coming into that masculine, fiery place where we've been abusive and toxic. Guys, this is the beginning of the end. I'm always going to say the beginning of the end, because we need to learn this stuff. We're practicing, but this is definitely the beginning of the end of an era of fiery type abuse. And Aries, please don't think I'm getting down on you, because I am not. I am an Aries moon. I get it. And I, like anyone else, I'm sure, have abused my fire. And it's time for us as a culture to see where we've done this, to take responsibility like we've been doing in the last couple years, a lot of Me Too, a lot of stuff, but even more now, and more might be coming out, because we're still getting lots of secrets revealed, we're still playing with Pluto a lot. But this is it, age of Aquarius, more balance, masculine, feminine, but now the feminine 51%, the masculine 49, the feminine leading. The feminine leading. Because and what do I mean by feminine? I mean the flow, the creative, the love, the connection, the things that our sacral stands for, our heart stands for, and our third eye stands for. Divine knowledge, flowing with life, honoring the cycles, honoring the spirals of life, not the linear thinking. Life's not linear. Look around. It's not linear. It's cyclical. And we're moving into a much more natural phase. And I'm excited. Can you tell? I even sang. I sang. I'll want to edit that out later probably. December 29th, we have a full Cancer moon, you guys, to finish off this incredible month, to finish off this incredible, challenging, learning, deep, deep, deep transformational year. Cancer moon is at 7:28 p.m. and this is a coming back to the nodal lesson we actually learned earlier in the year before we went into the Sagittarius Gemini node lesson, the soul lesson. We finished May 4th, an 18-month cycle of learning to move from Capricorn energy, work, law, father, just think father energy to mother, Cancer energy. And at that time, if you saw my videos back then, I talked about how COVID literally sent us home. It literally sent us home at that time. So it was giving us the final lesson, which is go home, go love your loved ones, go take care of yourself. Don't just be work, 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 and internet and cell phones, and go home, be with your loved ones. And you know what? Be deprived of hugging certain people so you can understand how important it is to hug people. I have no idea what my hair is doing, you guys, and I'm sure it's crazy. But it sent us home. And so we're coming back now in the end of this year that's been about COVID, about growth and change. We're coming back to this Cancer energy again. Because remember, full moons are culminations. So as you end the year, I'm going to offer that you do a list. You look at all the ways that COVID has changed your life, all the ways, all the things it's had you look at. And on one side, you may have a material side, and you may see a lot of negatives. But what I'm really asking is make sure to have an immaterial, a spiritual side, a side of what you learned, how your priorities grew, how you came back in touch with more self-love, love of others, more wanting to be close, more wanting to touch, more just all the gifts that we got, more connection with each other as we had compassion for each other across the globe. I just want you to look into all of that and honor the feminine heart that's being invited to move into our whole world, seeing the world as our home together. It is our home. And I also just want to ask you to look at Cancer is actually not just mother love, and it's also our emotions because it's a water sign. So being in touch with your emotions here at the end of the year, look at the emotional phases you've gone through in the year. And also it's about security. But here's the thing I want you to understand. The masculine is about material security. It's about outward security. Can I have enough money in the bank to think I'll be okay? Can I have a strong enough wall to make sure my enemies are kept out? That's masculine security. Cancer is concerned with inner security. The feeling of self being secure, home being secure, feminine security. So take a look at your concept of feminine security as this year ends. Where is that at? Have you made it important that you're understanding your own emotions, that you're in a place of feminine security? Have you checked to see that you're in touch with your loved ones and they're around you and your house feels warm, your home feels warm? Because when we have that mother, I'm picturing like a mother, nursing a child. When we have that deep mother love type security that we can give to ourselves, the planet, to each other, we realize it's a lot of illusion, the outer securities, that they're an illusion we can't really control. Now, that doesn't mean we throw it away. Again, the feminine is about just letting the feminine lead. Then we still honor all the masculine things in life. And we've learned this year that boundaries can be real. We actually need boundaries as well, too. So, Cancer. Can you feel the energies, you guys? First, the Gemini moon, just letting go of old stuff. Then we have the new moon and solar eclipse and just bringing on newness. Then we have this December 21st solstice bringing on even bigger newness, like slowly and softly, but in a large way, big newness. And then we come back again to completion at the end of December in coming home, coming to Cancer, coming back to our hearts. And I hope that means you'll get to spend some holidays with friends and family. I've got my cards on the ground here, you guys. I already shuffled them. They got a little sand on them, but I already shuffled them so we would be able to just do the cards, okay? Let's pick the first card for the first half of the month. Okay, Yamanya. Yamanya is a golden opportunity in this deck. And I think I might have said this earlier. Excuse me, my hair is going in my mouth. I think I might have said this earlier, guys, that you're going to get opportunities actually right moving into the month, and I want you to choose the path less traveled. It says important doors are opening for you right now, walk through them. Yes! I love it. Walk through them. Golden opportunity, Yamanya. And it's so funny, you guys, I'll show this card closer. We are right by the ocean right now, and she's beautiful, and she's coming out of the ocean, and there's a dolphin on the card. How perfect is that? Ah! So remember, you're gonna walk through those new doors in the first half of the month, agreed? Okay, second half of the month, what goddess will grace us? Ooh. Mother Mary. Okay, Mother Mary on this card is expect a miracle. And I didn't share something with you guys that I think I've been seeing this Age of Aquarius movement. And I think for me, I'm sorry guys, my hair is going here. This has been about my birthday, my new cycle of the feminine coming in February, because I keep feeling around February like this shift in the world, like in our ability to relax more into feminine, more of the cyclical energy, at least for those of us that are really paying attention to it. And there's gonna be like this magic. I've been telling my friends that my guides are saying it's almost like we have more, not control, but more magic with our sense of time. Like life is more joyful, work and play blend more. We have more of an ability to have this magical, like we're in touch more with, as we move into the Age of Aquarius, more of our spiritual abilities in our physical world. I don't know if that made any sense, but that's what this reminds me of. And also, of course, if you celebrate Christmas, getting Mother Mary, that's the goddess to get for the second half of December. So it couldn't have been more perfect. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. Have faith. So you guys, I'm super hopeful. I think you can tell I feel so hopeful. It's been a challenging year. Oh my goodness, such a challenging year. And I'm so excited about where we're going. I'm just so excited. It's the dawning of a whole new age. And yeah, I can't say any more about it. I feel really good. I hope you do. And I hope you use these key dates to have some mini rituals where you really step into the turning point energies of each of these key dates. I'm so glad you've joined me for this energy report. If you want to understand this one better, look at September, October, November if you haven't already. And let's finish this year out with seeds of loving possibility as we move into a more balanced world of feminine and masculine energy and being in touch with the cycles and nature and ourselves. that's it for this energy report, you guys, and that's it for this year. And I'm so happy you're in my tribe. I'm sending you so much love and hoping you have a blessed December. I will see you on the next video.